We're going to talk now about benefits of biodiversity, which is connected to ecosystem services. So humans benefit from biodiversity in many ways. It contributes to climate stability, it helps to breaking down pollutants, it promotes soil formation and protection, it protects freshwater ecosystems, nutrient storage and recycling, among other things. And these things have also an economic value. Aside of these benefits that we have discussed, there are some other intangible benefits, such as aesthetic and cultural values. We cannot discuss all the benefits of biodiversity in only one session, so what we're going to do is we're going to give you some key examples. One of the key benefits of biodiversity has been related to the production of medicines, of the natural of drugs. We need to keep in mind, for instance, that at least 50% of anti-cancer drugs come from nature. Especially they come from rainforest species. And we know that rainforest species are only less than 2% studied to date. So there are many things that are undiscovered yet and that we can benefit from it. According to the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment, the total number of species on Earth ranges from 5 to 30 million, and only 1.7 to 2 million species have been formally identified, as we have mentioned before. As such, there is a huge untapped potential for discovery of nature-derived medicines, as we only have revealed the tip of the iceberg. Most popular and best-selling prescription drugs in the USA come from, over 60% come from nature. Here we present some natural medicinal products. And the first one that we are presenting is penicillin. It comes from fungus and is an antibiotic. The discovery was like by mistake, and because it was discovered by a scientist that noticed that the fungi inhibited the growth of bacteria. And this was an important discovery for humanity. We have another drugs such as morphine, that is an analgesic that comes from poppy flowers. We also have plant-based products, bacterium-based products, and animal-based products. And their uses range from anti-cancer drugs to analgesics and other type of for other type of treatments. In this figure, we can see all new approved drugs by source and year. And the colors are dependent on the the definition of the type of medicine. These can be biological macromolecules, unaltered natural products, botanical drugs, natural product derivative, synthetic drugs, vaccines, and mimic of natural products. We can notice that over or the majority of the medicine drugs that are being produced come from non-synthetic sources. So this is very important. One important example of the importance of biodiversity on the creation of medicines is one that is coming from the flowers in Madagascar. These flowers are called rosy periwinkle, and this pretty plant is important for developing medicines combating cancer. These plants at the beginning were studied for treating diabetes, but then scientists realized that these plants also have anti-cancer properties. So it's worth to mention that the chance of surviving childhood leukemia went from 10 to 90% with the progress of the development of these medicines based on this plant. So these medicines have proven very profitable for global pharmaceutical companies. Sadly, most of the money has never gone back to Madagascar, which is one of the poorest countries in the world. So now there are more efforts about trying to transfer the importance of biodiversity on protecting these ecosystems to governments by giving them also rights for exploitation. So let's talk about other benefits of biodiversity. Some that are connected to climate stability and also to the protection of freshwater resources. These include the ones that are defined or classified as ecosystem services who have value, also an important economic value. So we're going to look at this example that is very directly related to Australia and especially to Queensland. So the value of mangroves. Mangroves provide ecological services because they protect land from erosion, and they prevent also they protect the people from waves and storms. But they also have create habitat for thousands of species. Around 35 mangrove species and 3 hybrids are known to occur in Queensland, of which 8 species live in Moreton Bay Marine Park. So these areas are very important because they are a niche for many species, but also it also protects the ecosystems around the area. Ecologists and economists have begun to quantify the impacts of changes in biodiversity on the delivery of ecosystem services and to attach monetary value to these changes. Techniques used to attach value to biodiversity change range from direct valuation based on market prices to estimates of what individuals are willing to pay to protect endangered wildlife. So in this figure, we can see that the value of ecosystem services that has been estimated. And we can see the estimations include open ocean, coral reefs, wetlands, lakes and rivers, etc. And the value is in billions of dollars per year. It's worth mentioning that, for instance, land conversion, which leads to increased carbon emissions, will further exacerbate the risk of losing ecosystem services. And therefore, it's very important to quantify the value of these ecosystem services, and therefore benefits of biodiversity.